Hello students, hope you all are well and doing hard work to achieve the goal. Students, yesterday we have started with the chapter number 8, Concepts of Cost and Revenue. And we have discussed the topics meaning of cost of production, some other concepts of cost, fixed cost and variable cost, short run average cost curve is our today's topic. In this we will discuss average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, relationship between cost and marginal cost, relationship between product and cost, relationship between marginal cost and total cost, relationship between average cost and average fixed cost, relationship between AC, ABC and MC, relationship between ABC and MC. So let's start with short run average cost curves. See students, short run average cost curve, average fixed cost, average variable cost and average cost. First of all, average fixed cost. Let's understand it with the help of example. If total fixed cost of production for 200 meter of rope are valued at rupees 14,000, then average fixed cost will be rupees 70. How is it possible? See, value of 200 meter of rope, that is rupees 14,000, and the value of the rope will be divided with the length of rope. So the length of rope given is 200 meter. When we will simplify this one, we will get rupees 70. So AFC, average fixed cost, is equal to total fixed cost divided by the output. So here total fixed cost, that is 14,000, divided by the length of rope. So rupees 70 per meter of rope the cost will be. So average fixed cost is the cost per unit for producing a commodity. AFC is equal to TFC upon quantity. Q is the quantity, means output. Now discuss it with the help of a table. Now see, quantity of output in units. We are having 7 units to produce. Total fixed cost remains fixed, that is 200 rupees total fixed cost. Next one is average fixed cost. So to calculate the average fixed cost, we have to divide total fixed cost with quantity or output. So 200 divided by 1 will give you 200. Now 200 total fixed cost, again 200 divided by number of units, that is 2. So when we will divide 200 by 2, we will get 100. In the same way, 200 divided by 3, then 200 divided by 4, we will get these amounts. Then next one is, when we will plot these points on the axis, we will measure the cost on the y-axis and output on the x-axis. We will get a shape of average fixed cost curve like this one. The shape of the average fixed cost is the rectangular hyperbola. You can see in the diagram the portion TAQO and the area RBMQ MO remains the same. This portion of the diagram and this portion of the diagram remains the same. So in the diagram, area TAPQ, TAPQ and the area ORBM remains the same. Because why it is same? Because TFC is constant throughout. As you have seen in the schedule, TFC, that is the total fixed cost. Total fixed cost means that the expenditure incurred on the fixed commodities like machines, land, building, done at all the levels of output. Next one is, that's why the shape of the AFC curve is rectangular hyperbola. Now next one is average variable cost. As you know that variable factors like wages, raw material, electricity bill, etc. If the total variable cost of production of a rope of length 200 meter is valued at rupees 28,000, then the average variable cost will be rupees 140. That is AVC is equal to TVC upon Q. This is how we can calculate the average variable cost. So the total value of the rope is 28,000. When it will be divided by 200, and 200 is the length of rope and 28,000 is the total value of the variable factors, that is wages, raw material, electricity bill, etc. Then we will get the average variable cost is equal to rupees 140. Now, so behavior of AVC would depend upon the behavior of the average product of the variable factor. Let's have a look at the table. Output from 0 to 8 units. Total variable cost, as you see, as the total output increases, after each and every unit total variable cost also increases. Okay. Why total variable cost increases? Because firstly, suppose for the production of 1 unit we are having this much of variable cost in the form of wages, electricity bill, price of the raw material. When the production units increase from 1 to 2 units, our variable cost also increase because raw material also used more and labor units also increased. That's why variable cost increased. Now next one is average variable cost. As you know the formula, TVC divided by output. 0 divided by 0, then 20 divided by 1, you will get 20. 36 divided by 2, you will get 18. 47 divided by 3, you will get 15.7. In this way, we will calculate AVC, and we can see that till units 5, AVC continuously falling. Average variable cost is falling. Why average variable cost it is falling? Because in the beginning raw material was more and employment was less. As the demand increases, output units also increases. Efficient utilization of the resources. Now labor is producing more with lesser time. Next one is a point reached when average variable cost remains constant and after that it starts rising. Here you can see the rising value of the average variable cost. Then now draw these on the diagram. Now see, on the y-axis we are going to measure cost. On the x-axis we measure output. When we will draw these points, output and average variable cost points, we will get a dish-shaped curve of the ABC. See, in the beginning average variable cost falling to some extent, then constant, after that it starts rising. Here it is dish-shaped due to diminishing returns to a factor. Now we will discuss what is the meaning of diminishing returns to a factor. Now we will discuss the shape of the AC curve. When we will draw the points on the axis, we will get the dish shape of the AC curve. Why there is a U shape of the AC curve? The reason is this, that since average cost is the sum total of AFC and AVC, the behavior of the average cost directly depends upon the behavior of AFC and AVC, which have already been made clear from the table previously we have discussed. When we add AFC and AVC curves, we obtain U-shaped curve. The point at which AC is at its minimum point, the optimum capacity is there. The level of output at which a firm can produce at the minimum possible cost per unit of production. Then, law of variable proportions. In the law of variable proportions, we know that technology remains constant and the employer will employ the additional labor in order to increase the production in the first stage. As he employing more and more units of labor, his output will increase and its profit will also increase. As we can see from the table that units of fixed factor remains constant, that is 100 throughout, and units of the variable factors continuously increasing, first, second, third, fourth and so on up to 9. Total product, firstly it is of 100 with the 1 unit of labor and fixed factor 100, and then with the increase in the labor, total product 220, then further it is increased till 0.7. Total product will increase. Next one is average product, means per unit of production will also increase. Firstly, at first unit of labor it is 100, second unit of labor that is 110, then so on till 0.5th unit it is increasing. And marginal product, firstly it is increasing till unit 4 and after that it starts declining. There is a gap of 1 unit. AP increasing till 5th unit and MP increasing till 4th unit. MP's minimum point will reach earlier than the AP. Now when AP and MP intersect with each other, there is an end of first stage, and this stage is known as increasing returns to scale. In this you can see that values of AP always at each and every unit of variable factor it is lesser than the MP, and after the point of intersection MP value becomes smaller than AP. Now AP is greater than MP. It is continued in the stage of second till the additional production profit it is positive with the entrepreneur, and if after the second stage entrepreneur will employ more labor, then his profit margin will be negative. So these are the three stages of law of variable proportions. Now we will discuss average cost. Now what is average cost? Average cost, see, output is in the first column starts from 0, 10, 25, 50, 75, 90 and 100. Level of output continuously increasing. Total fixed cost remains constant, that is 1000. Total variable cost it is increasing continuously with the increase in the level of output. So TVC is dependent upon the level of output and TFC is independent of the level of output. TFC is the cost of fixed factors like machinery, land, building, and TVC is the value of the labor, raw material, transport cost, etc. Now next column is of TC. We know that TC is the sum total of TFC and TVC. Now next is AFC. How we can calculate AFC? AFC, TFC divided by the total output. First value is 1000 divided by 0 will give you infinity. Average fixed cost is infinity. In the same way we will take the second value. 1000 divided by 10 will give you 100 of AFC. Next one is 1000 divided by 25 will give you 40 of AFC. In the same way we will continue. Now how to calculate AVC? When we will start calculation of the AVC, we will take the first value of TVC divided by the first value of the output, that is 0 divided by 0 will give you 0, because no labor will work on the raw material, no output will be there, that's why AVC also 0. Next one is TVC value is 1000 divided by 10 will give you 100. Next value of TVC is 2000 divided by 25 will give you 80. In this way we will continue and get the values. Now from the table we can see that AVC increases and with the increase in the values of TVC, per unit cost of the variable factors continuously decline, and same in the average fixed cost. Now AC depends upon the sum total of AFC and AVC, as the first value of AC is infinity. Infinity plus 0 will give you infinity. 100 plus 100 will give you 200. Or the another way is 1000 divided by 0 will give you infinity. In any way you can calculate AC. Now the question arises here, till what point AC will decline? AC will decline till the point where the output units are 75 and 90. Here you can see if we will subtract these two values of AFC, we will get 2.2. Difference between these two values is 2.2 and the difference between these two values is also 2.2. So AC will decline till this point. After this AC start rising. Then see here, AC remains constant. First stage of production, then second stage of production, then third stage. Now have a look on this diagram. In this I have drawn three curves, AFC, AVC and AC. AVC and AC both are U-shaped curve due to the variable proportions, and AFC is a rectangular hyperbola. All the three average costs, AFC, AVC and AC, you can see here. AC curve is the sum total of AFC and AVC. If we subtract AFC curve from AC, we can get the AVC curve. And AVC, since AC is mainly governed by AVC. It is also U-shaped. It means AC is also U-shaped. Now note that the distance between AC and AVC curve gets smaller. First you can see at the falling point, distance between AC and AVC is more, and after the minimum point reached with AVC start rising, and AC still falling due to the fall in the average fixed cost. And after that, when average fixed cost parallel to the x-axis due to the fixed total cost, AC starts rising and AVC was also rising. So the distance between AC and AVC comes closer. The difference between AC and AVC is nothing but it is AFC. Since TFC remains constant at all levels of output, we know that because it is a fixed cost of machinery, land, building, AFC decreases as output increases. You can see here. As a result, the difference between AC and AVC decreases as output increases. Output you can see on the x-axis. Now next one is AC and AVC curves never intersect with each other, as AFC is not zero and can never be zero. AC will always be greater than AVC. As you can see, AC lies above the AVC because AC is the sum total of AVC and AC. Next we will discuss marginal cost. Suppose total cost of producing 5 units of a commodity is rupees 36. Total cost goes to rupees 45 if 6 units are produced. So the marginal cost of 6th unit is 45 minus 36 will give you rupees 9. So rupees 9 is our marginal cost. Let's discuss this marginal cost with the help of this table. First column is of output. Output varies from 0 to 8. Total cost continuously increasing as it is a sum total of TFC and TVC. TFC remains constant because it is the cost of the fixed factors like machinery, land, building, and cost incurred on such factors can never return. Total variable cost like value of the raw material and value of the labor, it fluctuates and it increases with the increase in the level of output. As you can see that as the level of output increases, total variable cost also increases. Now have a look at the marginal cost. See, with each and every increase in the output level, marginal cost continuously declines. Till point 4, it becomes 9, and here is the end of first stage. Now point 4 and 5 units of production shows the second stage of production. And after that marginal cost start rising. That is the third stage of production. In the third stage, marginal cost means additional units of the labor and raw material start increasing in the third stage of production because of overutilization of the resources. Now next one is, so marginal cost is that cost which is a net addition to the total cost of production when one more unit of commodity is produced. We'll discuss the shape of MC curve. The average cost and marginal cost are U-shaped because of the law of variable proportions. For example, if average product rises due to operation of the law of increasing returns, average cost will decline. On the other hand, when AP declines, average cost will rise. A firm actually experiences increasing average cost in the initial stage and ultimately average product declines due to the operation of the law of diminishing returns. Now on the behalf of all these, we will discuss the shape of the MC curve. The marginal cost curve is U-shaped. As you can see the U-shape. This shape of marginal cost is governed by the law of variable proportions. Initially, as employment of the variable factor increases, employment of the variable factor increases, marginal product of the factor increases. Marginal product increases. You can see on the x-axis. Then after a certain point, MC start decreasing. As a result, initially marginal cost falling and after a point it starts rising. So MC curve is U-shaped. Now we will discuss the relationship between AC and MC. The relationship between AC and MC can better be explained with the help of the table that I will show you here. Output 1 till 6, total cost at 1 unit of output, total cost is 10, average cost is 10, marginal cost is also 10. With the increase in the level of output, total cost becomes 18, average cost 9 and marginal cost 8. You can see here average cost is more than the marginal cost. Done. On the behalf of this table, we will draw these curves of AC and MC. These are the two curves of AC and MC. In the falling stage, AC and MC both are falling, but MC lies below the AC in the first stage. When average cost falls with an increase in output, marginal cost lower than the average cost. Or we can see that in the first stage MC is less than AC. AC lies above the MC. And when average cost is rising, marginal cost remains above the average cost. In this case, you can see AC is less than MC, or you can say that MC is greater than AC. Marginal cost and average cost are equal at the point of intersection, and this point is known as optimum capacity of a firm. Done. Now next one is, both average cost and marginal cost are obtained by the formula. As we know that AC is equal to TC, total cost, divided by total output, and MC is calculated by difference between the two values of total cost divided by the difference between the two values of output. Then, so this is about the AC and MC curve. Now MC curve also helps the firm to determine whether the additional production should be undertaken or not. Now we will discuss the relationship between AC, AVC, AFC and MC. First of all, the relationship between AC and AFC. AC is average cost and AFC is average fixed cost. U shape of AC is due to the law of variable proportion and AFC is a rectangular hyperbola shape, and AFC continuously falls with the increase in the output due to the fixed total cost. Next one is average variable cost is U shape. U shape of the average variable cost, that is, in the beginning it falls and reaching its minimum point at 2 units of output, and after that it starts rising. When AVC is falls, AC and AFC comes closer. See, AC and AFC come closer when AVC was falling. But when AVC starts rising, distance between the AC and AFC goes on increasing. See, at the falling point of the AVC, distance between AC and AFC is lesser, and at the rising points the distance between AC and AFC is rising, more difference. Now relationship between AC and AVC and MC. AVC is a part of AC, as AC is the sum total of AVC and AFC. Both AC and AVC are U-shaped, we know, due to the law of variable proportions. Difference between AC and AVC shows AFC. As output increases, the distance between AC and AVC curves goes on decreasing, but they never intersect with each other, or they never becomes zero. AC also can never becomes zero because of AFC, for the simple reason that output increases, AFC goes on decreasing, but it never becomes zero. You can see AFC never becomes zero due to the total fixed cost. MC curves passes through the minimum point of AVC. MC curve passes through the minimum point of AVC curve and minimum point of AC curve. Done. It may also be noted that minimum point of AC is towards the right side of the minimum point of AVC. Why the minimum point of AC comes later and why the minimum point of AVC comes earlier? The reason is this, that AVC will fall till the AFC will fall. When AFC becomes parallel to the x-axis, then AC starts rising. So MC curve cuts the AC curve at its minimum point, and after that AVC already in a rising mode and reach near to the AC. So the gap between AC and AVC comes closer, but they never meet with each other, both AC and AVC, because of AFC, that is average fixed cost. Done. So now next one is we will discuss the relationship between AVC and MC. When ABC is falling, MC cuts ABC at its lowest point. So MC is less than ABC. You can see MC is less than ABC. ABC is up and MC is below at the falling part. When ABC is at its lowest point, MC is equals to ABC. When ABC is rising, MC is greater than ABC. You can see ABC after the point of intersection below the MC. Done. Now next one is MC after the point of intersection greater than ABC. ABC reaches its minimum point before the capacity of output. Done. That is, the capacity of output is where the minimum point of AC. This is the capacity of maximum capacity of output. Before that, ABC reaches to its minimum point. Therefore, minimum point of ABC comes earlier before the minimum point of AC. Minimum point of AC is at 3 and minimum point of ABC is at 2. It becomes very much clear from the diagram. Therefore, the minimum point of ABC comes before the minimum points of AC. ABC is minimum at 2 units of output. To the left of the unit 3. ABC is falling and marginal cost is less than ABC. ABC is falling and marginal cost is less than ABC. And go to the right of ABC is rising, MC is greater than ABC and cuts the ABC at its minimum point. Now students, please go through the links on the YouTube for more clarity. Now it's a time to note down the homework. Define the following terms with example: average total cost, average variable cost, average fixed cost, marginal cost, and use diagram. Second question is why AC is U-shaped. Third question is diagrammatically explain the relationship between AC and MC. AC, AVC, MC and AFC. Thank you.